Hello and good afternoon. I'm KHOU 11 Meteorologist Chris Ramirez, and welcome to our live stream. We are going to go into detail of what we're expecting to see here across Southeast Texas within the next 48 hours into our weekend. We do have some storm chances that we're really going to have to be concerned with, especially for Saturday. But today, mostly hazy. We have those breezy conditions, south winds at 18 miles an hour. There is a wind advisory in place for today until 5 p.m. High temps have already reached the 90s. I think this model is actually underdoing the temperatures for this afternoon, but we could see those 90-degree temps last at least through maybe 4 p.m. as south winds are going to be at 25 to 30 miles an hour. So as we head into the next few days, we do have an isolated storm chance, or actually an isolated shower for today, but then rain chances are going to start ramping up as we head into Friday. And then Saturday, a weather impact alert day in place for all of Southeast Texas, as we are going to see some possible severe storms with this big, strong cold front that's going to be making its way through Texas and eventually bringing us some chilly temperatures. So get the umbrellas out, jackets out, and probably rain boots as well, because we're going to see a rather just roller coaster ride of weather conditions for the next 2 to 3 days. And then we could see some showers lingering into Sunday and Monday. But other than that, we are expecting that weather impact alert to bring some downpours and strong storms into Saturday. And we could see those storms as early as Saturday morning and then become a bit more strong into the afternoon hours. And the impact with these storms does include damaging wind and tornadoes. Even though that tornado threat is going to be northeast of Houston, we can't rule out a possible isolated severe storm for Saturday to move closer towards town to hamper any of those outdoor plans. So if you have outdoor plans, you might want to have a plan B as we head into Saturday, because Saturday is looking like a day that we're going to be dealing with this cold front that's going to bring those storms. So wind advisory in place for today. Make sure to secure those loose objects if you haven't already. Your trash can's probably down the street by now, because we've already seen those gusts up to about 35 miles an hour. So at the surface, this is what we're looking at. We have a surface front that's just draped across Texas right now, and it's really responsible for bringing those showers and storms up near the Dallas-Fort Worth area, even Oklahoma, Arkansas, dealing with some showers and storms. It's not quite to Southeast Texas yet, but we also have a low pressure system that's approaching from the west. That is going to continue pushing towards Texas and eventually drive that front further south. It's also going to contribute to instability in our atmosphere as we head into Saturday. So that frontal boundary making its way through Texas, bringing some severe weather. If you have any travel plans, we're not only going to see rainy conditions for us here in Houston, it's going to be the whole entire state that's going to be dealing with this severe weather threat. So severe weather possible Saturday afternoon with widespread showers and storms, and then eventually as that front moves through, it's going to bring some possible some cooler temperatures for the start of next week. So let's time it out and get a closer look at what we're looking at across the Houston area for at least the next 2 to 3 days. So tomorrow, that front that I was just talking about, that surface front, it's going to start edging closer towards Southeast Texas. So as that low makes its way across the Four Corners region towards West Texas, that's going to edge that that front closer towards us. And we could see some isolated severe storms, maybe in Huntsville, Livingston, Bryan, College Station. And the Storm Prediction Center is also giving that a marginal risk for severe weather. That's a 1 out of 5 in the severe weather index scale. And then going into Saturday morning, that's when we're expecting to see the big front arrive, bringing widespread showers and storms to Southeast Texas, and these could be severe, but we're mostly looking at Saturday afternoon for the severe storm. So when we get closer towards those 80-degree temps, those warmer temps, when you have an unstable atmosphere, and then when you have warm temps, that fuels storm activity. So we could see some possible strong storms. See those temperatures getting up to 80 degrees? That could bring some strong storms from Houston, Liberty, Woodlands, Huntsville, Livingston. And this is where we're really going to have to keep an eye on that damaging wind threat. And of course, areas like northeast of Harris County, Livingston, probably Cleveland, Huntsville are going to see that increased risk. But it's looking more likely that most of Southeast Texas is going to be dealing with the threat from these storms heading into Saturday. And then this is just new. This has just come in that we could get another round of possible storms into the early hours of Sunday as that front continues sweeping through our area. So we are expecting I know the past couple of days, the past 2 to 3 days, they've had more of that severe threat out near Arkansas and portions of the Midwest. Now, this next weather system is going to bring our fair share of severe weather as we head into Saturday. So for Friday, tomorrow, keep in mind areas north of Houston are going to see that severe threat. I think that mostly Huntsville, Livingston, if you're watching from that region, you might want to just make sure you have 2 or more ways to receive weather alerts as soon as tomorrow, because that's when we could start seeing stronger storms make their way into our northern areas by tomorrow afternoon. And then Saturday, that's when we're expecting to see that threat spread across southeast Texas and eventually include Houston as well. That does include Houston, Spring, Woodlands, Brenham College Station, even Columbus, El Campo, even Galveston under that slight risk. That's a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather index scale. And areas near Beaumont, Livingston, they're going to be under an enhanced risk for storm potential. So that's where we could start seeing that more increased tornado threat, where you see that hatched area where those lines are. That's where you see the more increased tornado threat with that as we head into Saturday afternoon. So Louisiana, if you're traveling along I-10, maybe to Lake Charles or maybe towards New Orleans, mostly Louisiana is going to be dealing with that severe weather threat. And then after this front moves through, this is Sunday, then comes the surge of cooler temperatures. Lows in the 50s and 40s, highs struggling to make it out of the 60s. So if you look at the 10-day high temperature trend, we're going to be in for a roller coaster ride. I know it's been mostly warm and humid for the past 10 days, but just keep in mind that you might want to get those jackets out already and have them on standby, because we're going to be struggling to make it out of the 60s by Sunday and Monday, leading into Wednesday, and then eventually back into the upper 80s by Friday, Saturday. So a spring type roller coaster ride expected as we head into the next several days for our area going into the next few days. So other than that, today, if you are traveling the Dallas-Fort Worth, you're going to see mostly stormy activity, all thanks to that front that's just sort of just been stationary. It really has not moved much. And like I said, once that low that's off to the west makes it into Texas, it's going to push it southward and eventually bring us that instability in our atmosphere. And also it's going to bring us some possible severe storms as well once that front eventually moves further south. And like I said, you see those storms moving along that frontal boundary as of today. So today, storm threat well north of Houston. We're not expecting that as of now. However, Friday is when that low moves closer. That's when we're expecting to see those storms, those isolated storm potential to move closer towards our neck of the woods. And then Saturday, the big day, that's why we've issued that weather impact alert day, to make you aware that we could see damaging winds and maybe some possible large hail with those storms, as well as that tornado threat. So a pretty sketchy weather forecast for the next 48 to 36 hours for our area as we go into the next, at least for this weekend. So like I said, Saturday, if you have those outdoor plans, make sure to have a plan B or implement some safety measures, because we were also expecting those conditions to remain mostly just a bit more active in terms of Saturday. On another note, the Colorado State University has released their seasonal outlook today, and this is just an important reminder that we have to just put it in the back of our heads that we are going to have to prepare for hurricane season. I know it doesn't seem like it's going to be that far away, but June 1st is going to be here before you know it. And the Colorado State University, with their outlook, they are calling for 17 named storms, 9 of them being hurricanes and 4 of them being major hurricanes. That's an above average season, not as high as what we saw last season, but just keep in mind that we are expecting that that outlook that was released today. We are also expecting the other outlook from NOAA that's usually released maybe in the next few weeks, but peak of hurricane season, September for us here across southeast Texas. So I know these storms have nothing to do with hurricane season that we're going to see this weekend, but just an important reminder to make those necessary preparations as we get closer to the June date. So for your 7-day forecast, high temps in the 90s for today, breezy, warm, muggy conditions today. The wind's really not going to bring us any relief from those warmer temperatures, as we're seeing those muggy conditions from the Gulf. But other than that, high temps in the 80s, lows in the 70s. Weather impact alert for Saturday. That's when that front's going to arrive, bringing some possible severe storms to southeast Texas. And then after that front arrives, cooler temperatures on the way, lows in the 40s, highs in the 60s and 70s. I think we're going to have a pleasant start to next week. So if you have those outdoor plans, hopefully you can have them on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because we are expecting highs in the 70s and sunny skies as we go into the start of next week. So we are tracking the latest, and that's why we are making you aware of the weather impacts for Saturday as we go into the weekend, that we could see severe storms. And so just make sure to have at least 2 or more ways to receive weather alerts, and you can also have that way on the KHOU 11 app that usually we always give those weather alerts and those weather updates. So we're tracking the latest for you. Of course, I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with myself and the West of the KHOU 11 weather team, tracking the latest forecasts, and you can get the latest updates on KHOU.com and, like I said, on the KHOU 11 app.